All right. Happy 2021. We are rocking it with Capricorn right now. Okay, Capricorn? So thank you guys for tuning in to this video. We're going to be doing the Celtic Cross reading. And yeah. So make sure that you click like and you subscribe. Really important that I say this at the top of the video. Okay. And we are doing the Rider-Waite. Love the traditional tarot. We have the zodiac sign and the planetary symbols here. We have angel cards. I'll go with my intuition and just pick whichever angel card I want to pull on for your reading. The most important thing is that you are taking these astrology horoscope reading and the tarot reading as like an option. And I suggest for anyone watching this video to really get a calendar that you can consider like your spiritual calendar. And if you can only use one for work and spiritual, but you want a calendar, I was just thinking this morning, that gives you side notes, you know, areas to write. Because for me, I write a lot, so some of the boxes, even in a regular big calendar, is not enough room for me. So yeah, that, you know, and just write down the planetary days, and that way you can see, okay, what date is coming up and how can I use this date, and does it, you know, resonate with me? And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, anytime you're doing a card reading or you're doing life coaching or whatever, what resonates with you, you'll know. You know, if your soul, your spirit is built up and confident enough to know to trust yourself, it's just what feels right for you. Okay, so let's set the intention. Right? Tarot yearly reading for the zodiac sign Capricorn for the year 2021. What do they need to know this year? All right. I like to I shuffle these cards a lot, so just set your intention, Capricorn. Let's see what you guys need to know. We're doing 11 cards, so you have like two potential outcomes, right? So what the card says and the intuitive reading, okay? So what's on your mind? What's on your mind is where you need to go and how you're going to go about it. You know, it's the question of, you know, what actions do I need to take? What actions will you take, right? And 2020 was a rough year, and a lot of balancing, figuring out, working out, trying to be stable, trying to handle everything that's going on. And this is like you communicating with yourself, and then how you're going to communicate with this year, okay? So it's really important to know, okay, where do I see myself going? Where am I going? You know, what do I have to look forward to? How can I project what I want for my future? And the Wheel of Fortune is just letting you know that, you know, things happen the way that they should, and there's a cycle to it, there's a flow to it, okay? And it's just finding your direction of where you need to go, how you're going to go about it. And the how you're going to go about it is really knowing how to ask for help in a way that, you know, is best for you, right? For your sign. You know, how are you going to go about it? And there's like a lot of changes that will be coming up for you guys in this year. So, you know, this is going to be like out of a 10, it will be like, you know, a 5 to 6 year for you guys, you know, potentially 7 if you're doing it from 1 to 10, how good this year will be. So, and that's just based on all the planets and so on. Okay, so some signs will do really well, and others won't do that well this year. Okay, and you guys are pretty much over the hump of it. So it's just figuring out how you're going to go about this year. Now, what can ground you? What can what you need to really focus on, and what you're unaware of is the Five of Cups. And certain things that you feel is good for you might not be good for you. Certain people that you feel will be good for you are not, and it's just based on the way you're thinking. So it's all about changing up the way that you perceive yourself, the way you think about yourself, whether it's your own personal relationship with yourself, or any relationships that you have, okay? And you really want to figure out how you're going to move forward with that. What are you focusing on? Sometimes you're focusing naturally. For all of us, we're focused on what didn't work. So maybe not focusing so much on what's not working, even though sometimes it's hard because you're trying to make it better. But focus on what is working, even if it's just, you know, just a little bit. You know, just focus on where you're going and how you're going to construct that. Because most of the year will feel like you're just really trying to play it safe. And then certain months will be even, you know, stronger for you. We'll get into that later. Stronger, better. Your recent past was maybe helping out others and trying to help yourself out as well. Receiving help, receiving guidance, figuring out where you want to go, and really trying to have a understanding of how you're going to deal out your karma too. You know, how understanding do you need to be, and should you have to be? So that was your past, is just trying to even make peace with, you know, the way that you're thinking, the way you're perceiving things, and disagreeing with how things were handled when it comes to money and work, okay? And trying to figure out how to better handle your own financial situation, okay? So that was your past. And for some of you, you were doing really well because you understood what was happening and you took the emotions out of it. So you were doing great. So a lot of you were doing great. Some of you were doing okay. And some was just frustration completely. Now, what you want to keep in mind, and this is great, what you want to keep in mind, okay, is how you're going to use the money that you do have, or use what you feel is the best projection of yourself, and also your relationship with family and people that are close to you. So this is the most important thing for you right now, is your relationship with the people that you care about, your family, and also how you are using the money that you made, right? So it's just like that cycle of how you're using the money that you received, and then the money that you invest, the money that you don't have yet but you're projecting to have. And also, this is how you're structuring your new family life. Some of you will be moving, some of you will be reconstructing a home, some of you will be just investing and setting things up for yourself, your family, grandparents. So there's a lot of like little financial things that you're thinking about, and work and changing work, okay? And that's going to be really good for you to figure out where you're going with that. Some of the matters could be legal, where you will be a big part of it, or be asked advice on legal stuff regarding family. So just really figuring out where you want to go. But make sure that in your work that you have around you people who are knowledgeable. It's not about looks this year, it's about who knows what, right? So it's about surrounding yourself with people that have the information that you need and they know what they're doing. Your near future, okay, this is like the near future things that will be happening for you. Work will get better, okay? The things that you're planning will get better. It's all about projecting and putting yourself where you need to be. Okay, so it's all about timing and placing yourself where you want to be, and the way that you're communicating will definitely connect with the right people you need to work with, and the teamwork, and then you putting yourself in the leadership position, or making sure that if you're not, that you're in a position where you'll feel like your voice will be heard. You'll be making help making decisions, and that even if you're not in, say, the power position, you're working with people that need guidance, right? So you'll be giving guidance as well. Now, this is a suggestion, right? That you try to put yourself in a position where you won't regret it, right? So that you have some kind of bailing out, like, okay, I'll try this for 6 months or for 3 weeks, or if it doesn't work. That way you're not fully committed to something that, you know, could be something temporary and you don't have to be involved in it. But this way you'll be happy with the decisions you make, right? Because it's a celebration. It's you feeling like you're growing. It's you feeling that you have confidence in what you're doing, and things are proceeding forward. Things will start moving kind of slow for most part of the year for you, but you're still going to be moving forward, okay? So this is like, your approach should be steady, it should be confident, and you should see that you're moving forward, always picking the forward approach, okay? Now, this is what you need to know. What you need to know is that this year is going to be a good year of partnership, of teamwork and collaborating. And that's what these cards were meaning. Like, they're all about that partnership, that teamwork, working together, and, you know, making sure that you're in the right spot that will be most beneficial for you. Okay, so it's a very careful and steady year for you as well. And you want to make sure that you are working with the right people and that you're in a position where you are in charge. Okay, very important. And again, if you're not in charge, you're offering guidance, but it's not where you feel like you're the third person. You know, you want to be like the second person, or if not the first. Relationship, focus on that, okay? Focus on your relationship as far, let me backtrack, on work. Teamwork is going to be good, and always pick the favorable position to put yourself in with work and any kind of relationship this year. 2021 is going to be really important. Relationship is going to be steady and good. That's another good indicator for that. You want to be in this 8th position. It's also how others will see you, and it's the way that you're projecting yourself. That's why this Wheel of Fortune is so important. Just know that when something serves its time, it had that time, and it's just the ups and downs of things. It normally happens, ups and downs. If you're feeling, just don't hold on to any kind of one feeling or situation. Just know when things come to an end, and keep yourself moving forward, and know that there's right people guiding you, and the right people will show up for it, and you're picking the right person, the right situation, based on just knowing it will work. It's not about anything else, okay? Now, your fears, right, and your hopes are in the energy of the World card, okay? And I was so thinking of the World card in this reading as well, and that's so good that this popped up, because this year, if you stay focused and stay committed to yourself this year, it's going to be better than if you're just kind of like, whatever, I'm not going to really put the energy towards it. And I always say, whether it's tarot or not, it's all about being present and showing up for yourself, and feeling. We all have to have that moment to ourselves where we're collecting ourselves, and we can do that in different ways. So any kind of warning that you come upon will be, if this person is right for me, if this situation is right for me. I feel guided to do this because I'm listening to myself, or I know that I have 4 or 3 people that I can turn to and say, hey, I need advice on this, I need advice on that. And then also, you're going to be that person for someone else too this year. And I'm also feeling for you guys, don't put yourself in something unless you know it's a good deal, right? It's just a steady pace throughout this year. Yeah. Now, the 2 final outcomes that we have is, again, the Knight of Swords, okay? The Knight of Swords is all about words. It's about energy. It's about the motion. It's about how you're going to get things done, right? So the only fast movement that you should be doing this year is how you think. thinking on your feet, but not being in a rush. The warning is not being in a rush to get certain things done, but be quick to remember what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be really focused this year, watching your money, how you spend your money, making sure that your teamwork is right. You're not working with any kind of situation that will end up making you take more responsibility than you need, and just be in balance. So for a moment there, you might start rushing and trying to do things a shortcut, right? Out of frustration, out of, someone else trying to make up for what someone else is not doing, right? They're not doing their job right, because you tend to notice very quickly when someone is just not at their best and doing what they're supposed to do. So you're going to have to balance out that chaos around you. So just be ready to know that you're going to have to know the right words to say in certain situations, right? Which can be very stressful. But overall, the cards are really letting you know that, hey, this year, really be mindful with how you use your money. Still be very cautious. Move slow throughout the year. Know that you're going to have definite wins and definite great partnerships. And some of you will have good partnerships as well. But this year is better than last year and better than you expected. But it can be even better if you're using astrology to help you out through the year. It does work. If you are using your intuition and giving yourself that quiet time to really think, okay? But you guys have a lot of pentacles, enough pentacles in the right position. So your past, you've learned your give and take, right? You've learned that, and you've learned how fortunate you are, even if things were bad. And some of you were doing really well in 2020, okay? Despite everything, it could have been worse. But you're learning how to, or recognizing what you need to do financially, and the money that you're going to set up for your future, the money that you are going to, and prosperity is different things. So family, happiness, all of that, it's like, what is prosperity to you? What is happiness to you? But at the same time, you still have to make a good living, right? And some of you will be entering into a new career as well. And when you're in that new career, it's going to go well, it's going to pick up, right? But there's a lot for you to learn, so there will be some mistakes. So make sure that you're just not rushing into saying yes to certain things just because you're happy, okay? Now let's see what planet you can learn from easily this year, all right? And what signs, right? Now the sun, and all, like the sun is the planet self, a lot of self-work, and that's coming up in your astrology as well. And learning what you can from Virgo, a fellow earth sign, okay? So learning from Virgo how to be organized will be really good. Sometimes you clash with Virgos because they have their own way of doing things, but you can definitely learn from a Virgo, someone that's like your senior or something. And even if they're younger than you, you can still learn from them because they'll have some kind of talent or understanding that will be beneficial to you. So try to, make good friends. Don't get on their nerves. Now, what planet and zodiac will be more challenging, but you still can learn from them? So you're going to have the South Node. I want to say that South Node and Aries. So you can learn a lot from Aries, okay? I'm gonna have to do this text. You can't see this, but I have to text someone back. And you can learn a lot from Aries, a fire sign. Aries will be, Aries will be having a better year than you this year. So even though they're a fire sign, definitely you can learn from them. I didn't say this in their video, but I found more information. And if you're having you're pretty much having the same kind of year, okay? But they'll have like a little better year than you. So you can learn a lot from them about confidence, projecting, and just kind of like their luck, their natural energy luck, because they are really pushing themselves forward to go, okay? So This one is learning from your North Node. So your North Node is going to be where you see yourself in the future, is really learning from where you're going to be. You already know where you've been. So your North Node is going to teach you about your future, what your mission is, where you're going, and what the new challenges are. The challenges are for you is the Knight of Swords. Right? Even though the Knight of Swords is great at moving forward, the Knight of Swords is about motion, but you don't want to rush into certain things, right? And you don't want to be like running your mouth too much. That might be a little bit hard, but try not to be too opinionated verbally, and that's going to be for even other signs as well, okay? So just be mindful of that. And connect to Jupiter, because Jupiter is the North Node, has a lot to do with the North Node, right? And you're going to be more focused on your calling, where you need to be, where you need to go. Okay, so that's going to be really important for you. Connecting to Jupiter, big time. And since they mentioned, since the dice rolled on Aries, think about Mercury, who rules Aries, not having any retrograde. So the positive aspects of Mars you can tap into. It doesn't matter if it's not your home planet. And there's no retrograde for Venus, so you can tap into that. All right. So let's pull an angel card. I feel like the angel card that will be good is the angel prayers for you guys. Okay. And then I'm going to read your astrology, some of the things that I've written down, okay, for you guys. It takes time to get all of this done, and there's so much to focus on, but that's why when I just pop out the monthly videos, it'll be more, you know, more information. And then look in the comments of this video as well. I'll be putting comments in some of the videos for you guys. I think that will help. That's something that I feel intuitively that I should do, because I think people, they want to see that. And I think the information is good too, to just drop some comments. Hopefully YouTube has developed some new features within the next 3 years that that will be regarding like comments or something like that, like switch it up a little bit. And we have the community page where you guys can see some posts too, so definitely check that out. Okay, so what angel cards connecting to divine, archangel, guardian angel, spirit guides, higher self, and just finding the message, the angelic message for Capricorn. So we have healthy choices. Okay, so I didn't get anything astrology for your health. It should be good this year. So healthy choices. Thank you, angels, for guiding me to make healthy decisions. So in astrology, they'll have like love, finance, health, right? So this is based on where the planets are. You know, if you have a not so favorable planet like Chiron, you know, you can look out for Chiron for health, okay? And Venus is beauty as well. It's more superficial beauty, but you have to feel good to have that too. And then Virgo, what your Virgo is like for health as well. And I think Pisces has a little bit to do with that too, but not so much as Virgo. Now, even if you have a favorable, healthy year, and I'm trying to see which sign that was from my notes, you're supposed to have like a really favorable health. It doesn't mean that you slack off and you're like, okay, whatever, you know, you still have to put in the work. But this angel is just reminding you of your health and really, you know, contacting a nutritionist, if you need to make an appointment there. Also, you know, of course, she's in a yoga pose. So yoga, qigong, tai chi, walking, working out on the gym floor, you know. But the most important thing that I find with people from my fitness career is that people will overdo it. And, you know, it's like, don't overdo it. That's what people love with my classes. I'm like, don't overdo it. Your mind and your body is going to have an argument, okay? And you're not going to be aware of it. You're just going to be in give up mode. And being in December, January, February, March, you know, if we didn't have this whole COVID thing, the regular gym people are so upset when all these people just show up and pack up their class and then sit in their spots. It's so funny, but you know, you have your favorite spot and it's like, you guys are never here, you know, but I always try to keep a calm, nice mode in the class, you know, but just take it slow. Don't worry about it. Show up, you know, and I've been working in gyms for years. And I remember this one lady walking in and she was really obese. And I could tell she didn't want to make eye contact. So I went out of my way to say hi when she walked in. I'm like, hello, welcome. You know, because you're supposed to say that when someone comes into a place. I really dislike it when you go to a place and the person isn't as welcoming as they should. But yeah, and it took a lot of courage for her to just be there. You could tell she was feeling insecure, but she showed up and, you know, and she did her workout. I was pregnant at the time, so I had to stop and I moved, but hopefully, you know, she kept it up and she was, you know, doing it for her health. But, you know, whatever we look like on the outside, it also doesn't matter. You could be really thin and have, you know, cholesterol problems, you know, like it shows up differently for everyone. The main thing is that you're really taking care of your health and your happiness. So, you know, that's hopefully that resonates with you in the most positive way. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, I am. Okay. So, yeah, you know, that was quite interesting. So there's a lot of conjunctions and so on, and I'll post that online, but I just want to focus on the ones that will definitely affect you. There is the new, let's back up. So the major astrological events of 2021 is, of course, the Age of Aquarius, where we're switching eras, and that's always difficult for people. It doesn't matter. Historians will talk about how people don't like change. A lot of people don't like change because we don't want to be out of control of something, and that's legitimate and understandable. But certain things that are old can still be implemented because it works, it's good, we get it. But then certain things are stupid, they're heartless, they're dumb. Did I say dumb and stupid? Yes. You know, it doesn't make sense. It's wicked, it's evil, it needs to go, right? It needs to be revamped and changed so that it's more balanced and it makes sense and it's just more harmony, it's better, right? It's not like a kumbaya, it's more about what makes sense, right? If it's stupid, it's stupid. If it's good, it's good. So the Age of Aquarius is about that kind of forward movement, right? Where certain things shouldn't have to cost a lot. And certain things don't have to, you know, destroy the planet or be negative, right? But there's a good balance, you know, of technology and nature or whatever. So there can be a good balance, right? Not too much on one side, you know, and crazy. So the Age of Aquarius is about us really moving in a better direction of caring for each other, of health and wellness, of just doing things that make sense. Aquarius, that Aquarius energy is about things that make sense, and Capricorn can appreciate that, right? So another big one is Venus and Mars conjunction. So you can work on your love, your own personal empowerment and love in this time frame of June 27th to June 21st. Now the big one that I want to talk about for you guys, and I'm going down this list here, is Saturn squares Uranus. It's a friction, it's a tension, right? It's a square of these two powers. You're squaring up, right? Oh God, I just remember something that made me laugh. But so what you want to do at this point is really work on what is best for you, okay? In the sense of your work, your communication with others, your friendship with others. You want to look at what traditionally works for you and what doesn't anymore, and really letting go. It's a lot for you guys. It's letting go of control of things that you really can't control, okay? It's really finding a way of just letting that go, especially that kind of Saturn energy where it's like, okay, does this make sense? Whenever you come across something that you're really upset about, just ask, does it make sense? Can it actually work? Like, think it through, right? And your Uranus experience will be naturally, like for everyone else, is how you are feeling restricted, right? And how you want to be free of any kind of situations at work or with family where you're being asked to be responsible for things that you know that you're not responsible for. And that's where the Uranus will come in. But the Saturn will affect you more because Saturn is your planet, where if there's something you can't control or you think it won't work this way, maybe you can actually offer advice to kind of tweak it where there can be such a balance. But that's going to be hard for you. And that's happening on February 17th, around those dates, June 14th, and December 24th. So it's 3 times that this kind of tension will occur, okay? When the Mercury retrograde happens, it's not going to affect you because it's happening in air signs. It's not going to affect you that much. And I'll post the dates for those, okay? The lunar eclipses won't affect you that much, okay? Because your opposite sign, Capricorn, I want to say it's Cancer. So that one won't really affect you that much. But May 26th is a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. November 19th is in Taurus. And the solar eclipse is June 10th in Gemini and December 4th in Sagittarius. The lunar is more emotions, right? And how we handle our own emotions and how we project them onto others. The solar eclipse is really soul searching of the self, okay? And around these dates in your own personal life, it won't really affect you too strongly, but it will affect those signs and those elemental signs of air, and it will affect Taurus as an earth sign, but it will affect those other signs, excuse me. But you'll notice unexpected changes in other people's life that might secondhand affect you, okay, when it comes to work mainly. Because that's what you mostly care about, or family situations. That's where those will mostly affect you. But you'll see the biggest effect in words such as law, okay? Because these signs governs that, some of these signs. Communication, you'll find that whenever it squares up, whenever it's a solar eclipse in Gemini, okay? And especially in Sagittarius, laws and communication. And travel was going to be around November 19th, Taurus, okay? So we'll see a big effect on travel in November and new changes in laws with that. But I feel like it's a lot of these laws and changes that will be happening. As always, your full moon, new moons, the ones that are in your element or your own personal full moons and new moons is when you really need to focus in on those to kind of meditate, get grounded, do something special for yourself that's relaxing. Like I mentioned before, tap into Mars and Venus. Venus is of course of love and attraction. Mars is more of motivation. They're both motivation to get what you need to get done. It's just a way of you focusing, okay? And tap into these planets when they have powerful alignments. I'll be doing some videos on that. I'll just pop them up, even if they're lecture style, you know, imagery. Okay, so those will be really good. It's a year for you to just move slow and cautious for your success. It's best to be careful in moving slow, right? Just being cautious and really follow what makes you happy, not saying yes to things that you don't fully agree with. Don't be afraid of turning certain things down because something better will come up. That's just you trusting yourself and then allowing something better to come up. This year is about working on yourself, and also if you have a family, you working on yourself will, you know, benefit them, and working on your home, okay? I don't want to miss anything for you guys. The Jupiter in Pisces will be good during May 13th to June 28th. That's going to be good regarding your prosperity, your luck, and just your focus on getting things done, getting your goals done. The most important Mercury retrograde for you actually will be January 9th through February 1st. That time frame will be powerful because that retrograde happens January 30th to February 20th in Aquarius. Okay, so that's going to be a more powerful time for you. Even though it's not your sign, it's going to be a time for you to really watch what you say and mind your future career and relationship work. You know, how you guys work together with that. Your first and your second house, focus on that during the Mercury retrograde, yourself and the home. Just watch your spending, especially if you have any kind of merge accounts with anyone or any kind of collaboration with that you might not even think this will affect money, but sometimes things just break down to money. Even though you might not have a joint account with this person, you might have a joint relationship with this person, and if that other person isn't doing what they're supposed to do, it could affect you. So during the Aquarius Mercury retrograde, more than the other three, that's the one you got to make sure that you have receipts for stuff, receipts, okay? Email, text, reconfirm stuff with people. Like, I really dislike when I have to, and I know it, and I don't listen to that. And I'm like, let me call that person, double check that they're coming. I booked the appointment. I did this. What do you mean you don't know? Oh, it's someone else that was at the desk. I can't with people. I really can't. Okay, love. Love is good for the year, okay? The end of spring is supposed to be good for you guys in summer. June and August is supposed to be good for you guys. Saturn in your house of relationship. I think that's like the 7th house, okay? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It's a lot of stuff to remember. But I think it's your partnership house, your relationship house, your 7th house of like partnership and marriage. Just look out for that. Look out, always keep track of Saturn movements for you, and a lot of love work and relationship work, whether you're married or single. When I say love, it's either self-love, relationship. Just look out for June and end of summer, okay? And a lot of friendship kind of issues where friendship comes and goes, but mostly it will be, you know, welcoming better people into your life, okay? And that's from you picking better work environments for yourself. It kind of balances each out. And then this year is a lot of self-work for you. So what does love mean to you? What are you too picky about? What are you too hard about? What does your future relationship look like? What does your present relationship look like? So it's all about you just redefining and rethinking your life in that way, okay? And just making the best decisions that you can in a timely manner, so that there's not more responsibility later on that somehow finds its way in your hands, okay, that you don't want. So that's your reading for 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please click like. That really helps the channel. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching.